everybody, I'm Jo.
I'm Rachel.
And we want to welcome you to the Twinset and Purl Knitting Podcast, episode 16. We were just double checking
what number
which
we were
episode
on.
we were on.
This is where we talk about our knitting, our designs, and other things we've been up to since we last saw each other. And today we're at Jo's house
In Bristol.
And we're in her dining room. We're here because she's cooking us a roast dinner. So we thought we'd sneak in a little podcast.
Yeah.
So
the next time we're together is in York for
Next
Sophie
weekend.
Botanical Yarns
studio.
open studio, and we don't know if we're going to have time to podcast, so we thought we'd podcast quickly today.
Yeah. So first of all, we want to talk about our knit along that's happening, and all the information about this is in our Ravelry group. It's called the Twinset and Purl Gift Along Cowl, and you can knit any of our patterns, and as gifts, we want to know who you're making them for, even if it's for you. And there's a discount code, gift25, associated with the cowl, which gets you 25% off any of our patterns. And today we're going to just show you the start of the big prize. So the prize includes this lovely project bag made by Tizzy Quilts and Quilts and Crafts, I think. Yeah, Quilts and Crafts. She's on Etsy and Instagram.
Did she make the progress keeper as well?
Yeah, and it comes with this like clay, modelling clay matching. And it's beautiful, Liberty fabric. And inside we've got some goodies. We've got this lovely skein of Fibre Fox. This is on her plumpy base, which is
It's beautiful.
80-10-10, so 80 superwash merino, 10% cashmere and 10% nylon.
That'll make beautiful socks.
I'm not
or hat.
100% sure what the colourway is, but it might be one of a kind, but it's a lovely tonal and it goes beautifully with the bag. And we also have a little felt craft kit that we came across, which also kind of matches the bag. And then there's a brooch stitched by Stitch Birdie, which is beautiful. And that's so far. Jo's also going to pick a skein of yarn from her stash.
And I'm going to make some stitch markers. So I make stitch markers very rarely, usually as presents for people. I don't sell them or anything. So I'm going to make some to go with this.
So that's the prize so far. And
all you need to do is add your project to the
finished object thread.
Yeah, in Ravelry, or go on Instagram with the...
No, the prize is going to be picked from Ravelry.
Oh, sorry. The prize is from Ravelry. But there's also an FO thread on Instagram.
Yes. There's a joining in... There's not an FO thread.
Is there not?
There's a joining in
thread.
Right,
okay, fine.
Just T and TP.
She's in charge of it, not me.
TP gift cowl. I'll put all the information on the screen and it'll be in the show notes as well. So that's the gift along. We've had quite a few people posting FOs, and we were supposed to pick some winners from the chatter thread and from the Instagram hashtag to win.
Well, we'll do that, and we'll put it on our Instagram.
Yeah.
And then contact people on Ravelry as well. So we'll do that.
To win a pattern of their choice.
Yeah, we'll do that this afternoon.
Yeah, so we were going to do 2 in October, 2 in November and 2 in December. And the cowl ends on New Year's Eve, so the 31st of December. So we possibly won't be picking the prize winner at midnight, because I don't ever stay up for New Year. So
in the first week of January,
we'll be contacting you people then. So yes, and if anybody is a maker out there watching our podcast and would like to donate a prize, then get in touch with us. Our email is in the show notes as well. And also, if you're podcaster and you're watching this and you'd just like to maybe share our Cowl information and that we're doing one, we haven't been that great at like publicising the Cowl, and we will try and get better because we've still got a good 2 months left. So I haven't been feeling the Instagram vibe very much lately, so I haven't been doing much Instagram, but we'll try harder. Yeah, so, and the next thing to talk about just quickly is this month we've been putting aside all the proceeds from our pattern sales to donate to a charity in Bristol called Every Child Needs Christmas. Unfortunately, we've just found out that this charity isn't running that programme this year.
They've been let down
by a number of things, and they can't do it. So we've decided that we're going to donate the money to a local Salvation Army
who are doing a very similar thing.
To a Jo knows obviously more about Bristol than me, but she's picked an area where she thinks the money will be really needed, especially to help people through Christmas.
And because Salvation Army will have a charity number, this other lady kind of did it on her own and didn't have a charity number. Because we've got that, then my company will match the funds, so it's really good in a way. We'll be able to give double the number of presents.
So at the moment we put this probably won't go up with too much time for people to buy patterns. The last day's tomorrow. This is Sunday the 30th of October, just in case we hadn't mentioned it. Yeah, so they
must have known it's Sunday because you wouldn't be having a roast dinner on a Saturday.
No, that's true.
Come on, how British are we?
Yeah. So currently we've raised just over £300. So I will put something on Instagram today, but this might go up tonight. In which case, people, if you'd love to just help us raise a little bit more cash, buy some of our patterns, and you get a pattern, and we donate the money. So that would be great.
Cool. So next we're going to talk about,
because we keep forgetting to do this,
so running out of time. So there's been a couple of new podcasts that we've really enjoyed, and we wanted to let you know about them in case you haven't heard of them. I don't think either of them have a massive number of subscribers,
but they are growing.
One of them is a lady in Australia called Alex, who has the Serenity Knitting Society podcast, and she is a breath of fresh air. I could just sit and listen to her chat. It's like having a friend in the room with you. And she's a fairly new knitter, a couple of years, I think. I think she might have knit as a child, but she picked it up again during lockdown. And
she's got the most beautiful cat. Called Buddy.
And it's just a lovely podcast to watch.
And she knits with colour. Her whole aesthetic is just pleasing. Colours I like,
and she's not been going very long. I think she's had about 7 episodes with a couple where she's just kind of like has a sit and knit episode and things like that as well. But yeah, she's lovely. And then the other one is a lady called Lily, who's got the Untangled podcast. She's based in Oakland in California. And I came across her, it popped up in my YouTube, but I don't know how many episodes she's had, not masses, but I've really enjoyed watching her podcast because she's knit a couple of things and has given me ideas for sweaters that I'd like to knit.
Oh, wow.
So she has knit a lot of the sweaters that everybody else has knit, but she's also knit some different ones. Yeah. So that's how I heard about Lily Kate France.
Oh right, from her.
She test knit for her. So we just thought we'd shout out those two.
So we'll put a link to them in the show notes. Yeah. So
let's get on to the knitting.
So what are you wearing?
I am wearing the Cowl sweater by, I looked it up, Kate Gagnon Osborne.
So I'll put the name in. So
it was in an Interweave magazine.
It's quite Swancho-like, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got a very deep yoke, this lacy textured patterned yoke, and then you do a little bit of a raglan to get the sleeve, and so it is a bit awkward to wear with a coat. And I've also I don't wear it massively, which is why I did look it out today. I love the texture. It's knit in Drops Flora.
This stitch is beautiful.
Yeah, I knit it in Drops Flora in a light grey, I think, or it's a very natural kind of colour, and there's all these different textures.
Drops Flora blocks beautifully.
Yeah. So I knit this
a long time ago.
Yeah, I think it was. Well, it says here May 2019 it came out, but I got a feeling it was an interweave before then, because I think I knit it when I was off work after I had my pacemaker fitted.
Anyway, that's not.
Anyway, I'm just trying to think where link it, or it might have been.
I'm being distracted by your watch strap.
Oh right,
it's beautiful.
Okay, well, in a minute I'll talk about that. But I don't wear it very much, and tell you why, because I had a blood clot in my arm, and this arm is now fatter than this arm, and my bind off is a little bit tight. So I've really pulled that down, and if you wear it with a coat, it just goes too high and cuts my arm circulation off.
That's not good.
So I don't wear that much, but I've got it on over a dress today, and I'm really liking it.
You could change. You could undo that.
Yeah, I could undo it and do a tubular cast off. The other thing is, I should wear it more now. I work from home a lot more because I don't need to go out.
Yeah, that's very true.
So yeah, quickly then, my watch strap is by a company called Stringberry. It's faux leather, and they do them in all these sort of really remarkable patterns. I've got one that's like a colour, like a Pantone colour swatch as well. I was looking for my leopard print one. All the fake animal came off, and I was looking for a leopard print one. Couldn't find one for an Apple Watch, and they came across this and just thought, I really love it. Yeah. So yeah,
it makes my original one a bit boring, doesn't it? Anyway,
cool. What are you wearing?
I am wearing my Amethyst Glow, which is a sweater that I designed. Goodness, it feels like I knitted it for quite a long time. I knitted 2 of them, but it came out in February. Did it come out in February? Or was it May? I think it might have been May this year. I think we were planning for February and then it didn't happen. But anyway, it's a circular...
It's a similar shape.
Yeah, it's got a raglan underneath the circular yoke, and it's got this colour work which is designed to go diamonds kind of match up the all the way down, and it's knitted in botanical yarn, and I love it. I also have a navy blue one, of course. So yeah, so this is the Amethyst Glow. This is in our Ravelry shop.
Cool.
So
who's going first for FOs then?
I've got 1. How many have you got?
I've got 2.
You do 1 and I'll do 1 then you.
Okay. So this is my first FO, which was a whip last week. And it's
very
my
fluffy.
It's my fluffy cowl knit in Isager Mohair.
Oh, it's beautiful.
In the colour 7S, and it's this taupey colour with a slightly darker, the silk core slightly darker, so it gives this kind of mottled view, and it's a broken rib pattern, and I bound off with a Purl I-cord.
I've never seen a Purl I-cord before.
I've always got to do something a bit different, haven't I?
You do.
I did run out of yarn though, so my last section, which you don't see because it's behind my neck, is just straight cows bind off.
Only that little bit.
Yeah.
You're going to write it up?
I don't know.
Do people like it? I love the eyelets.
So yeah, so it's really light and fluffy. I wore it the other day.
But it's like the broken rib makes it like feel thick and chunky. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my first FO.
My only FO is a hat that I finished. So this is the Tied Knots hat by Justina Lakowska. That's how you say it. And it's this beautiful, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. And it's this beautiful cable. And it's a 5 repeat pattern. So the crown looks like
a star.
Yeah,
oh, that's beautiful.
And it's beautiful. And I'm going to just try it on. So I wore my hair down so that we could. Is that right? Look a bit pointy headed. But I love it. And this yarn is Rowan yarn. That's what I had left from 100 grams. Let's show it a bit closer. And it's called Moordale. Oh, it's gorgeous. And it's alpaca, British wool and alpaca. So it's 70% wool, 30% alpaca. And this colour is called bronzed, and it's number 6.
Now, I wouldn't call that bronzed.
No. But they probably have a hard time naming. Most of their things are numbers, aren't they? But no, I love it. And I'm not sure if that's left enough to do anything with, put a stripe on something. But I do love this hat. And
you could get a grey
and also now it's blocked, it's so soft and drapey. And it's do you want to try it on? It's I'm going to wear it all the time, I think, because it's just not itchy.
I like it.
Yeah,
I think it looks nice with my new specs.
You're not having it.
No, I'm going to knit myself one.
I want a navy blue one.
I think that's going to be your strap line.
I know. I think I'm going to go tomorrow after chemo. I'm going to go to the Oxford Yarn store and buy a skein of navy.
Nice. Cool.
Unless I get one today.
My next FO, it was a whip last time, and it is my shawl that is
need a hand.
Absolutely huge. But I love it. It's knit in Beautiful Knitters Victoria in the colourway Pine.
It's a sport weight, isn't it?
It's a sport weight, and it's merino and camel. 80% merino, 20% camel, and it's just lovely. And it's got this like leaf pattern lace down the side, and then a garter rib.
It's beautiful.
And I just love it. This is how I wear it. And it's just so squishy and lovely. And I'm in the middle of writing the pattern, so I'll be having a call for people to test knit for me soon.
And you're doing a 4-ply version, aren't you?
I am knitting a 4-ply version at the moment to see how much yarn. I think it is going to be 3 skeins or 250 grams. So if you're knitting with Flora or whatever, you can just have 5 balls. But 2 skeins just isn't quite going to do it, unfortunately. So one of my whips is the fingering weight version. So this is 350 grams of sport knit on a 4mm needle, and it is lush. Yeah, I haven't got a name for it yet. I want to call it Floribunda.
That's probably,
but I don't know what that means. There's something about a perfume or a Liberty pattern or something. That a Woodland Morris or something that reminds me of that. And I can't think.
You have to scour William Morris patterns.
Anyway, so that will be coming in the next couple of weeks.
Cool. For testing. Right, so I have had a couple of sock patterns come out, and I was saying I was going to show you a new design, but I can't because it's on my pictures on my phone, which we're using to record. So these are the Cedar Elm socks.
You can pop a picture in.
Yeah, it's coming. I'll talk about it again at the next one. So these are the Cedar Elm socks, and this is the October Sock Club pattern for Botanical Yarn. And I'm showing mine. The actual yarn ended up being a lot less speckled than this. So Sophie dyed this up a long time ago for me to knit the to knit the design. So if yours may not look quite the same, but the pattern does.
But hold it up really close.
And it's got this. I did this folded cuff with this leaf design, and it's made it look like hearts on the cuff. So you do, the inside is stocking stitch, and then you join it after you've done one repeat of the pattern. And yeah, I think they're beautiful. And it's the kind of pattern that knits itself once you get started. You just, and I have to say the second one is on the needles, but I've been remiss at completing my socks at the moment. But I've had
that's available. Is that available from Sophie at the moment?
Yes, this is still available, I think, on her website, and will be available in our store in 6 months' time.
Watch what you're doing with that hook.
Sorry, and your eyes. And then this weekend we released the Bob and Susie socks, which is this pattern that I designed for self-striping yarn. So it's a 4-row repeat.
So as long as your self-striping is 4 rows,
then you should be fine. Although it looks good. One of my testers knitted it in tonal yarn and it looks fine. It looks great.
Actually, I prefer it on a tonal yarn, to be honest.
So, but this is the Bob and Susie colourway from the Friends Season 9 Club from Dotty Wool Company, which is how the socks got their name, because patterns are quite hard to name, you know, people. So anyway, I really like it. I think it's really cute. And you do all the lace on the top, and then you've got a nice plain sock, plain foot to knit with contrast heel and toe. And it's on Joe's big blocker. But so those are out this weekend, and there's a discount code on Instagram, but that I've mentioned on Instagram, but I'll add them to the the 2 promotions that are running, the podcast 20 and the gift and the bonus 20 and gift 25 discount codes. So you'll be able to get the discount even after the intro discount expires. And I just love it because it looks like, I don't know, like little clusters or berries or something. So I love this pattern when I saw it. Yeah, so those are my 2 new designs.
Cool. Now, so Wick's new design. Oh, so this is, you've all seen this before if you've watched the podcast before. It's my Monsoon season cowl.
When's this one coming out?
So testers should have finished by next weekend.
You're going to put it on?
So
so beautiful, that colourway.
Will be coming very soon after we've finished the testing. We did have a couple of little hiccups, so it's gone on a bit longer than planned. But yeah, so it's knit in Fruitful Fusion yarn called Monsoon. I don't know if she's still doing her charity skeins, but she was selling them to raise money for the floods in Pakistan. But yeah, so it's a feather and fan sort of peacock stitch pattern, and it's knit in merino and surrey, so you get a bit of a texture. Yeah, it's beautiful. So that's coming.
The colours are just,
and you can knit a shorter version if you don't want to have something that comes down quite so far. But yeah. So there's that one.
That's beautiful.
So that's coming in the next week or so. And then this one is just about to go to testers. And it is the Trillion cowl. So this is a slightly different shape. It's similar to the Shift cowl from Andrea Mary that people might know. And you basically knit it flat. And then
don't fold it down yet.
You knit it flat and then you seam it at the back. And it's based on my Trillion shawl pattern. This is the Trillion shawl, which is a fingering weight and mohair design, and it's got a border and then this double row of triangles where you combine mohair, and then a plain section. And this is in the same
yarn, isn't it?
It's the same colour yarns, but a DK. And you've got the border, the triangles, and then the main.
Is that held? Is it held? Is the mohair held double?
The mohair's held double.
Not on that one.
Not on that one.
Okay.
No.
I just love those colours.
So that you can get the colour to show against the double knit, you needed to hold it double. Let me pop it on. So I just fold that down.
It's definitely cosy, isn't it?
Yeah. And so this is the pattern's going to the testers today.
And does the shawl lie the same, like the triangles are the same way?
No, it's slightly different on the shawl.
But the colour show, it's beautiful because even when you've got your coat on, the colour will show.
Because it comes right up over your shoulder.
It's beautiful.
I love it. I might keep that on. So that hopefully, I don't know how long, we need to have a discussion with the testers about how long they think it's going to take.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that will be out right about the end of November.
Yeah, so this will be out soon.
This will be out soon, and then this one. And then the test call for that one will be in a couple of weeks. Yeah. And then that hopefully will come out beginning of December. Yeah. So
the sock that I can't show you is is a Christmas design with Birdstreet yarn, and they are going to be at the Stitch Fest Southwest, I think it's called, in Newton Abbot next weekend, where they're going to have the yarn and they've got samples. So if you buy the yarn, you can buy the pattern as a download code that will be available when the pattern's released, which might be the week after because we're running a bit.
They're going to be showing the sample.
If you're going to that, if you're going to that yarn show, you may see my new design with them, which I think is beautiful. So lots of things happening.
I like it too, but I can't say it's going to make me knit it.
Because it's a sock.
Because it's a sock. I might put it on a hat. I'm just not a sock knitter.
Or a cowl. It would be nice on a cowl.
Right. Too many cowls, eh?
So, whips.
All the cowls.
Whippity whips.
What whips are you going first for whips?
I've got 3 whips.
I've got 2.
Okay, I'll go first. So
I'm just having a coffee out of my
bunny mug,
which I've been using constantly since.
So literally, I am only showing the whips that I've been working on since the last podcast because things have not been going well. Let's just say that work knitting has overrun pleasure knitting. Well, it's been pleasurable. I'm not saying it's not been pleasurable, but I can't show you any of it. And it's taken up a lot of my time. So anyway, I've been working a little bit on my Felix pullover, which I am knitting in Drops Brushed Alpaca.
So it's going to be really light.
So it's really light, and you can see the classic Felix sweater increases. So I've got about 2 rows to go before I split for the sleeves and the body. So I've nearly finished the yoke. Where's the back? That's the back. And that's the front. So they've got the short rows in. And I'm knitting it in this beautiful blue colour, which is colour number 25, which I think is Sttel Blue. But I love it. And I was thinking I was going to knit it cropped, like this, a bit more cropped like the pattern, but I think I'm not. I think I'm going to knit a 14-inch body including ribbing, and so I can wear it with jeans.
Yeah.
Because I think I'll get a lot more wear out of it.
Yeah.
So I've been working on that. And do you want to go next?
Cool. I'm also knitting.
So I'm actually knitting it as part of there's a podcast called Wool Needles Hands, which is Taylor somebody from 5 Other People she's the dyer for behind Five, and she's running a Felix along. So I haven't posted anywhere, but I will try hard to.
So, actually, I'm going to take this off and put this on and show people. This is my Easy V by Boyland Knitworks, Caitlin Hunter.
You're going to put it on
Knitworks. I was just going to, I thought, as it's on a long cord, why not?
So Jo's, this is a masterpiece. So
I think the original sample or the pattern is in spin cycle, so it colour changes as you go down. I can't afford spin cycle, and 2 actually wanted to add mohair in with it. So I have got 3 colours of mohair,
which we showed as.
Yeah, they're in there. I can take them out in a minute. I've got 3 colours of mohair: a light aqua, a pink, and a dark aqua. And then for this section, I've mixed it with a cream fingering weight and a beige mohair. And then for this section, it's with a grey mohair that's actually got sparkle in it. It's very, very subtle. So you get this kind of mottled. I was originally going to hold it, I thought, with a cream and black zebra yarn, but it went too blocky, like pooled too much and looked weird. So I got about that far and I realised it was going to look weird, so I unpicked it and found this other mohair.
It's worked
out amazingly. And I'm just about to split for the sleeves. So these are my mohairs.
They're all drops, aren't they?
They're all drops.
They're in the previous show notes, I think.
Yeah. So those are, and then I've held it with this and this. Can I find it? Oh,
it's there, I think.
Where have you gone? No, that's a bit of the stuff I unpicked. That's not much. I'm hoping I've got enough to do the sleeves.
You can get some more, can't you?
Yeah, that's Rowan Kid Silk Haze with a. I don't know if you can see the sparkle.
You can just
yeah, the sparkle in it, and that's more drops. Yeah, so that's all the mohair.
You could probably get a grey without sparkle.
Yeah, and then the fingering weight.
Although you never
is Regia silk,
premium silk, isn't it?
Yeah,
the sock
cream.
yarn.
And then the main body of the yarn of the sweater is going to be knit with this Willow and Lark Poetry, and that's merino, camel, and acrylic, and it's just lovely. I'm just loving it. So yeah, so I'm about to split.
And that's in colour sand.
Yeah, so I'm about to split for the sleeves on that.
That looks like a lot of knitting.
Oh, I tell you, switching that mohair, because I had to keep a strand of the fingering and one lot of mohair together and then switch over the other 2. I actually changed the pattern very slightly because towards the end you were meant to do 3 colours and I couldn't cope with it, so I did an extra row, which meant I didn't have to do 3 colours. Right, well, I don't, anybody's going to come up to me in the street and say,
no, they're not.
Didn't do your 3 colour.
No, and you did an extra row. So I mean, that's in itself is.
But yesterday I had, I don't know, 6 rows to go, 7 rows to go, and
it took you all day.
Chris was like, "How long are you going to be knitting?" I was like, "I'll knit till I finished the yoke," and I estimated 10:30, and it was 12 o'clock. Because I did 2 extra rows in the end.
And you just have to show that lovely bag that it's living
in.
Oh
yes, and it's living in. Let me show everything away very quickly. It's a Harris Tweed bag by Peacock Yarns, which I bought at the Summer Wool Festival, and I just absolutely love it. It's rainbow. I've never seen Harris Tweed like it. And I saw it, and then you've got a navy blue one.
I've got a blue,
They're the only 2 she had, and it was like
which does go with my sweater, but I can't. I put everything in my fat squirrel bag to bring my whips. So I can pop that back.
Right.
So whip number 2 is a hat, of course. One's off the needles, a new one, and it's also an acquisition. So,
do you know, when you showed me that, I thought it was black.
Really?
In the week, yeah.
Yeah, no. So I am knitting a second Bonjour High hat, which is a free pattern by Stipey Cat, and it's supposed to be knitted with 2 strands of mohair held double. But I'm knitting this one in Isager Mohair and Alpaca 1. I've got the labels in here. And they're both the same colourway. So that's Alpaca 1, which is 100% alpaca, and then silk mohair, which is 75% kid mohair and 25% silk. And they're both in colour 60, which is this...
Like a coffee bean.
Yeah, like an aubergine, like sometimes it looks purple in some lights.
I've been thinking it's black, and then you've been talking to me.
Like a dark, like a washed out black. And the only change I've made is that I've gone down 1 needle size for each bit. So it is a free pattern. So it's knitted on 4.5 and 5, and I've knitted it on 4s and 4.5. So I'm just...
Do you like it more compared to the... Because you've already knit one on the right needle size.
Yeah, I do. I don't think it makes that much difference. The fact it's so soft, and it's ever so slightly less gappy. Well, it's a tighter gauge, but and it also, the other one was a little bit big, so this will be perfect, I think. And I'm about 1 inch away from doing the decreases, and I literally knit from there to there while we were chatting yesterday morning.
While I was doing my yoke.
So, and I've got so much yarn left, I am going to make one for you, so this might actually be yours.
Oh, you'll sit this afternoon, finish that.
I've got a sock to finish, wait till you see.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's the Bonjour High hat, and there's a cowl that goes, like a neck warmer thing as well, that matches.
Do you know what's a little bit freaky? Is that my next whip is also an acquisition.
Is it?
So yours is a whip and
an acquisition, yeah. So I bought this yarn at Oxford Yarn Store last weekend when I went to the Birdstreet trunk show. So I've got some other things to show as well. So, but that's where you can buy in this country. In the UK, you can buy Isager yarn. Yeah, from there. Yes. So
I think we've also bought it from Ida's house.
Yeah, but as soon as I finish that, I'm going to be knitting another one. So next podcast there might be either twin hats or a whip that looks exactly like that one.
Oh, and my second whip is my fingering weight version of the shawl that isn't named yet.
See, I think it looks like a fern, like some kind of fern.
And this is this yarn, which is Lazy Linen by Kremke, and it's 80% merino, and actually it just says 80% wool. 80% wool and 20% linen.
But it's very soft.
And it's in this, I think it's called Light Sage colourway. Colour 101.
But it's like made it up yourself.
Well, I think that I've ordered from No Frills Knitting in Bristol. I think she said it was called Light Sage, but it looks different in different lights. So here it's looking quite beigey. It does have a green undertone when you put it next to something.
Yeah, it does.
Green.
Or grey.
Yeah.
Like next to my sweater it looks same.
But I'm loving it. It's quite soft for a yarn with linen in.
Yeah, it is.
And as I say, I bought 3 skeins. I'm going to have to go into the 3rd skein.
And you're about nearly halfway.
I'm just under halfway.
I like the way the edge goes in this yarn.
Yeah, does that in that yarn too? Okay. What's wrong? Yeah, so hopefully this will be finished fairly soon, and I can't wait to see what it blocks out like, because it's really soft, not
ready.
blocked,
Yeah.
So I imagine when it's blocked, it's going to be even. You hear the rain. Right. So yeah, so that was an acquisition as well. Love it. I need to.
So I've got
Right,
one more.
you've got one more whip.
These are my October socks, and they're living in my little Longchamp pouch, which is perfect for a sock knitter.
Did you show this before? You have shown this before.
I've shown them before, so I've finished the first one apart from the heel. And the I haven't kitchened the toe.
So tomorrow is going to be heel day, is it?
Yeah, at chemotherapy. So I'm going to hopefully get the second half.
That yarn is gorgeous.
Yeah, and this is Stripey Cat Yarns in the Blame It on the Weatherman colourway. So, yeah.
I wonder why it's called that.
I know. So I've got...
There must be some,
like
an album cover.
So I've done this. This is the front panel from the Moonlight socks by Jojob Locatelli. Just the
Can we go a little bit closer?
stitch pattern that moves the stripe. So I put it down the side of each sock, so there'll be a right and a left one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm doing afterthought heels. So keep your fingers crossed. Got a day and a half. I've got a feeling I'm going to be finishing them on the 1st of November. But I will try hard. So yeah. So
nobody's really holding you to account.
They aren't, and I was almost thinking to myself that I wouldn't bother next month to knit stripy socks, but there's only 2 months to go.
Yeah.
So
go for it.
Don't be a critter.
No.
So yeah. So we'll next time I'll show you the yarn I'm going to use for November. But I think I was going to do vanilla.
Yeah.
So that I can just zip them out and then that'd be good. So that's my last whip.
So we've got acquisitions.
Acquisitions, mine there. Want to knock your coffee over. Not too many acquisitions.
So Rachel went to the Oxford Yarn store last weekend, and I asked her to get me some of this because I've run out.
So you've got soak in the fig colourway scent fragrance, and I bought some in Pineapple Grove. So I also bought some of that.
And yeah, so that's I've been trying out some bars of wool wash, but you have to rinse them. So for certain things,
it's a bit of an
that you don't want to rinse out, you don't want to touch too much. I use that, and then I use the bar for the other thing. And then she also got me this skein of Birdstreet yarn, which is called Peacock Suit, and it is to knit a gift. I'm not going to say who for, but
I should have put. Have you got the picture of Dad in his hat on your phone? Yeah, you can share the picture.
So yeah, that's going to be a Christmas present for somebody. And then Rachel, oh no, can I go? No.
Yeah, we are going to talk about that, but I'll talk about mine first.
We'll talk about it in a minute.
So I bought from Birdstreet a skein of the zebra in Just Rust, which is
that's lovely. Is that going to be a untied knots hat?
No, it's not DK.
Is it not?
4-ply.
That looks like DK. Doesn't it look plump?
It's very plump. It's 4-ply, and this is going to be a cowl, which I'm going to copy the texture of your shawl, and I'm going to do garter rib with rib on the bottom, and just a tube until it's finished, because it is so soft and I want it around my neck. And also I think the garter will look amazing. With the different so I got that, and I also got the mohair and the alpaca one that I'm knitting the hat in, and I also got it in that colourway,
that's gorgeous.
which is 33.
Like a chestnut.
Yeah, so what my plan is I think I've got some like an oatmeal I'm going to marl.
Do you know what I would do? And now I know this might scupper my plans for having a hat. I would knit a hat in that, and then the leftovers I would make a stripy cowl with
the mohair,
with all of it. Stripe that and the other colour, and make a long cowl.
Yeah,
and then you can wear the cowl with either hat.
That's a very
That scuppers my chance of having a hat because you need all the yarn. But that's doesn't matter. I've got loads of hats.
Okay.
But that's what I would do.
That's a very good idea, Jo. Thank you for that. I also have. You could have the rusty hat because I've got. Maybe I won't even knit a rusty hat. Maybe I'll just.
No, you need to knit the hat. Give it if you're going to give it to me.
And I'll probably need to get another skein.
I knit you 2 shawls this year.
I'll probably need to get another skein.
And you had my harbour side shawl.
So I might need to get another skein of Mo. But I am going to go tomorrow. Right. And the last thing we've got to talk about is I love these stitch markers. I'm using them on my Felix, and I should have shown them. I showed them previously, the ones that Sophie sent me as a present. So I couldn't resist going. She had an update, and I went on and I bought 2 sets. One for Jo. These beautiful. These are check glass, golden. Jo's kind of tones, and I thought she'd love the
Tiger's Eye. That is, isn't it?
I thought you'd love that. And then I love these ones, so I got the flower.
Oh, they're really cute.
Like lotus in this thing, and that's green and glass.
Are they different prices depending on what they are?
Same price, these were. Yeah, so she's quite a new company, so we'll link her below. And go and check her out. And she's also got.
Hold it down there.
She does have
get
some
a screenshot for Instagram.
Yeah, she does have other things as well. So just go and check her out because they're gorgeous.
Cool.
So we will link her below, and I'm looking forward to starting something so I can use those.
Oh, I love them. I'd like to go and buy a set of those.
They're nice just to look at.
Yeah. I'd like that one as a progress keeper though.
I guess you could put a lobster on it. I'm sure if you asked her, she could make it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yes. So, go and check out Green and Glass.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, and this afternoon we are popping down to, we're having our dinner our lunch, roast lunch in a minute. And then we're going to pop down to No Frills because it's Meg's first birthday of her shop. So she's had her company for a while, but the shop was new a year ago this weekend. So we're going to pop over and see her and have a look at some of her yarn. No, but that's our plan for this afternoon.
Yeah.
So
well, this has been. We've tried to keep it as brief as possible. Hopefully, under an hour at least.
And the weird shadowy light in the back is. I've got a chandelier in this room, and we've had to have the light on because with it raining, it's been going dark and light and whatever. So and this is from the chandelier. It's not a weird paint or like I don't know, damp pattern on my wall or anything. It's from the crystals on the chandelier.
Just in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
So that's
cool.
us.
Well, we might have a very quick update next weekend.
Yeah, when we're at the open studio.
But other than that, have a really good week, everybody.
And get lots of knitting done.
Yeah. Join our Cowl, knit some gifts.
Yeah.
Go and check that out. And
if you like the video, like and subscribe. And we'll be back.
We're not as professional as some podcasts.
We're not very professional.
We like you. We hope that you like the content that we bring.
Yeah. Let us know. We like getting comments as well.
Yeah. And if there's anything anybody wants us to talk about that we haven't talked about, just drop us a question or whatever in the comments.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good week.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.